right, this comes from Gemstones 12. Recently, I went on a cruise with my boyfriend. It was 4 days, and after the second day, we were crippled with anxiety and could not figure out any reason for it. So we went about and tried to have fun. Flash forward to January 13th, the last day of the cruise, which happened to be Friday the 13th.
Who the hell planned that cruise? Gemstones?
Gemstones 12 and their boyfriend. My boyfriend and I felt sick, so we assumed it was seasickness, and we stayed in our room. As we were watching TV, we both saw shadows start flying around the ceiling, and the hair on our backs stood up, so we ran out of the cabin, but tried to convince ourselves it was nothing and went back inside. I fell asleep, but my boyfriend stayed up and started hearing someone with my voice say his name and very disturbing things all night. He knew he wasn't hallucinating because we had not drank or done any substance that day, and I was sound asleep next to him the entire time. When we got home last week, we started having dreams about fighting off demons, and I finally told my best friend Shelby everything this weekend. Yesterday, my friend called to tell me that she heard her mom yelling in her sleep. She ran in there and heard her say, quote, "You and Jill," which is me, "are too late." She woke her mom up and she said she was having a dream that she was also fighting off a demon. But Shelby never told her mom about our conversation. I don't know what was attached to me on that cruise ship, but I sure hope it's gone now. That's kind of creepy.
That is.
Just hearing...
They must have... remember that Brady Bunch episode where they took the little tiki home?
Yeah.
This is modern version. She took something home. She grabbed a shell from the beach.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. It's creepy. It's really creepy. Like the idea of having or hearing someone, like if I were laying in bed and I heard China talking to me, but China was like fast asleep and she wasn't talking in her sleep or anything, I would lose it. Like,
You wouldn't be like, maybe I'm just hearing things.
No, because there'd be no reason. Unless there was like carbon monoxide leak randomly in the home, there'd be no reason for me to just randomly start hearing my wife's voice when she's not talking.
What if that happened and you're like, okay, demon's here.
Yeah.
What do I do? And then you're like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to annoy the hell out of this demon. So you just start talking randomly to your wife's voice.
Yeah.
But it's so annoying that the demon finally like, screw this. It's out. Like
going to another house. This is too much. Yeah.
And then 2 days later, your neighbors have this violent outburst and you're like, that was the demon trying to get in here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibilities. I'm sure somewhere in an alternate universe that could absolutely work. But in this instance, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'd say that is. Like, because, I mean, and number one, how would you pick it up on a cruise ship?
Yeah, that seems pretty strange.
Like, and it's not like, oh, someone died in that room. We're like, okay, let's say they did. So why would you see demons on it? I don't know.
I like how they said they weren't hallucinating.
Or on any substance.
Yeah.
Because
they hadn't drank or were on any substances, which makes it sound like at some point in this vacation.
They were on substances and drinking.
Oh no, that was 2 days ago. And it was the magical mushrooms.
Maybe, but at the same time, that's what a lot of people say. Like when you have a story like this, you can't just be like, hey guys, here's what happened. You know why? Because people are going to be like, oh, I didn't realize that you were a lunatic.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of preface it, be like, hey, just so everyone's aware.
I wasn't doing drugs.
Yeah. No drugs, no alcohol, just hanging out, watching TV. So that's understandable. I think, at least from, I've seen that enough to know that that's something that everyone says.
Well, and especially when you're going through Reddit, I hear that. I wasn't on drugs this time.
Mm-hmm.
I know what drugs are like, or no, this has nothing to do. But then, that's kind of the way society has been built through the years. But also now, sometimes I'm like, oh, so-and-so never did drugs. They're weird.
Yeah.
We don't want to hang out with them. They don't understand the world.
Yeah.
We live in a strange place.
We sure do.
Where you can get demons on a cruise. Or maybe they caught something.
Like a demon on a cruise?
Or a on a cruise.
This video is going to get unlisted now, Christian. I hope you're happy.
Not when you bleep that out and people are like, what do you say?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
It's too late. The damage is done.
Yeah, actually, you can just clip out that whole part because everybody's going to know what I'm saying.
Gotcha. We did it. I'll probably just clip out that word.
Yeah.
They'll be like, got what? YouTube's algorithm will be like, oh, we know what you think you got, sir. Video down.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great news.
Or just put another word in there.
Yeah. You know what's also great news is I heard that YouTube's getting rid of the dislike button.
Oh, nice.
Which is fantastic for creators of questionable content, such as ourselves. But it's bad news when you want to learn how to do something and you can't tell if the video is bullshit or not. So you're like, well, there's a lot of upvotes, but I don't know how many downvotes there are because I can't see that information. So kudos and also to our Google overlords.
Woke.
Yeah. Hashtag woke.